that dream was wonderful. It was so good. Let me see if I can go back. Hold on. Nope. Fuck! Oh, God, that was way too real. Woo! No, that's not going. Just, Wait a minute, hold on. This looks familiar. Does this sound right? Wait, hold on. Whoop. You know what? Because you see this? This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Just hope this ain't Final Destination. People know if it is. I hope on Monday at least I can deliver this. But we'll talk about that later. Oh, goodness. But, honey, when I tell you all these instances, they describe a dream, a nightmare, a snare, which is what I call a daydream, and a premonition, respectively. But which one is which? And can there be multiple ones happening at the same time? That's possible. Very possible, yes. Now, can you have the same dream over and over again? Perhaps. Maybe in different ways, different forms. You know, the same script, different cast. I don't know, child. Go ask Whitney, go ask Deborah. I still don't know what that's about, but we're gonna move on. But baby, when I tell you, from all this interesting talk of, dreams are the windows to the soul. It's all the stuff that you suppress throughout the day. And this is the stuff that quote unquote dreams are, quote unquote, allegedly made of. Let's talk about Dreamland, shall we? And every single possibility / form it can come in. Now, a dream is defined as a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. Now, there are many forms of a regular dream, okay? From the regular dreams themselves to nightmares, which are frightening and unpleasant dreams, scenarios, or as I call them, daydreams, which are a series of pleasant thoughts that distract one's attention from the present, during the day at least, and premonitions, which are strong feelings or an anticipation, I should say, about an event that is to occur without any conscious reason, that is. Now, let's start off with the general concept that is dream, shall we? Which we now interrupt this episode for a brief PSA. Hey, how y'all doing? It's me, the Retro Bystander here, and let me tell y'all, I know there are all kinds of dreams we could talk about, from, the dreams you have at night to the one Dr. Martin Luther King had, and of course, your dream car, your dream house, your dream job, your dream significant other. But in this episode, we're mainly and mostly going to be focusing on the dreams that occur while sleeping. And yes, while the dreams that you have during sleep time can affect the other types of dreams that you may have in the real world / reality, big picture wise, this episode is all about Dreamland, which happens during the night. Typically, anyways, while you're asleep. But in some cases, not necessarily, but we'll get into that later on. Trust me, we're going to delve into it. But that's what that is. And now, back to our regular scheduled programming. I cannot, all right? But now that that's out the way, let's continue, shall we? Now, dreams. Dreams. How do we get there? Well, there are 5 stages. There's a hypnagogic stage, where the body relaxes or prepares to sleep. Symptoms include sensations of floating or drifting, jumble of voices, images of vague landscapes, or shifting colors. Think of it, as being extremely high and or drunk. Not that I would know about that, but Look at me trying to lie to people. Oh, goodness, my goodness. And then there's the initial stage where the eyes are closed. The brain is still awake, but it's moving towards sleep by, generating alpha waves, which enhance creativity and inspiration. Next is the true sleep, where the brain is generating brainwave, followed by deep sleep, where delta brainwaves are active and stage waking is damn near impossible, okay? With an irresistible need to go back to sleep. And lastly, dreaming, characterized by rapid eye movement or REM, which lasts for 10 minutes initially but can last for an hour or longer towards the end of quote-unquote one night's sleep. It is what it is. Now, these 5 stages, or 4 I should say, okay, they can culminate into a cycle that lasts for 90 minutes or so within 8 hours. The quote-unquote average person can have at least 4 dreams or more. Okay. Now that we're done with the science aspect of dreams, let's dive in. First off, dreams are something else, okay? For me personally, they can range from short films and single one-shot episodes like Looney Tunes to silent movies and slideshows / flashes. Child, when I tell you some dreams, they can just be once-in-a-lifetime occurrences. Like, I have never had another dream like it. Trust me, I've had several of those. While others, they can be different versions of dream you can have in the past. Think of them as like, Netflix limited series or anything on your goddamn list, child. Think of it like that. They can just come in so many different versions and varieties. Isn't that fun? But you may want to look into that. But we'll get into that later. Now, while others, they can, vary from different versions you have in place. Now, do your dreams have a hidden meaning? Yes and no. Yes, because dreams do tend to be a mixture of your imagination exploring yourself and your mind sorting through all its stuff it didn't get to during the day. But no, because some dreams you don't know who, what, when, where, how, and for whatever reason is this possible. For example, I had a dream 3 days ago, or at the date of this recording is like about roughly a week ago, about being in an elevator with a dancehall artist, Minaga Kanania. First and foremost, Minaga Kanania. So, yeah, just bill and ease up on yourself. All right, yes, dancehall artist. Don't ask me why, child. And he, kissed my upper lip and then just looked at me with lust and desire. Oddly enough, my best dreams had involved having a significant other or a man to look at me with wanting eyes. Bedroom eyes. Oh, we're back. Let me see. Let me see. Does that mean something? Don't know. Moving on, nightmares now. I don't have too many of these, surprisingly, but when I do, they usually involve me waking up in a panic, clutching my chest like I'm clutching Pearl's child, and just saying, "Thank you, Lord." I can't. It's just got too real. And they always involve me in some kind of horror movie, almost being killed off type of situation. I wonder why. Well, if I want to analyze that objectively and on the bare one dimension side of it, according to my dreams, apparently I'm afraid of death and I want a relationship. Which is funny because as a person who says I can die today and be perfectly fine, I will say that continuously. And as a person who is asexual and aromantic completely, that is just so paradoxical. But that is my life as a quote unquote human, because all humans, they are paradoxical creatures, child. I'm sorry. Me as an alien, I can say it. Just gotta let it be known. It's my channel, I'm gonna let it be known what it is. Now nightmares, they can come from anywhere. Fear, trauma, guilt, stress, all the crazy emotions you don't want to deal with while you're awake. So at night, nightmares come and play, and in some cases, they work it out for you. Or they torment you You either or, whichever. I don't know your lives, I don't know your brains. But when I say these quote unquote night occurrences or quote unquote day occurrences, since some people sleep during the day and work at night, baby. Night clubbing. Ooh, night clubbing. Possibly, but Sister Grace Miss Jones, maybe not. But yes, that could happen too, but that can also lead to insomnia, which is a killer, believe me. I've had it since I was 15. It's gotten better with weed. I mean, nothing like drug-induced sleep, I'm telling you. Although, you may want to be careful because you want to look, refreshed, relaxed. Of course, you're going to feel a little sluggish and groggy, but that's just, you just got to overcome that. But either way, you're going to feel refreshed, relaxed, and you can deal with anything. You don't want to look like, you've been in a coma for 4 years. No, you don't need that. But there's also narcolepsy, which is a sleep disorder where the body fails to regulate its sleep-wake cycle. Now, narcolepsy, it has elements of insomnia, but it's completely different. Okay, insomnia, that can happen for a short period of time, while narcolepsy, that is a constant thing. Like, especially without medication, my God. Feeling like a zombie, dizzy, disoriented, not to mention with the whole cataplexy thing where you kind of lose muscle tone. I'm telling you, you're over here. You're literally the walking dead half the time. Or as somebody has described it, it's like functioning like you are completely drunk and or high all the time, which I personally cannot do that. It's just, that's not it. That's not it, because after a while, you just can't move. That's why I like to just do my foolishness in the house. So that way, when I'm ready to crash, I'm ready in the house. That's the end of that. Doing that on the influence, I mean, it's great during the summertime, but during the winter, I wouldn't rush that. But moving on. Child, it's just, it's a mess. You are literally in a constant state of fatigue. And then there are the sleepwalkers who are, or those who do things in an unconscious state. And child, when I tell you they do any and everything that comes to mind while they're sleeping, sometimes they're influenced by dreams/nightmares that they have, but other times, that's not really a factor. But more times it is definitely the latter. It's definitely more so the latter. They're not exactly influenced by that. They kind of just, it's like having a separate life or a dual life, but I don't know. But anyway, I tell you, both narcolepsy and somnambulism, or that is the other term you can call sleepwalking, it affects dreaming. Not only that it disrupts the dreaming process in general, but it can amplify action/behavior that takes place during the quote-unquote conscious or awake phase that you are in, or the quote-unquote unconscious, quote-unquote sleep-like states that you're in as well. I mean, from hallucinations, night terrors, suicide possibly. I mean, the sleep realm is really something, and that thing is serious, but we're gonna take it outside. We're gonna take it outside the regular quote-unquote night sleeping hours, and we're gonna go to the daytime, because funny enough, just because daytime is around does not mean dreaming is not taking place. I mean, we're gonna get into it. Alright, now let's move on to daydreaming. Yes, or as I call them, scenarios. Now, daydreaming is a stream of consciousness detached from current essential tasks in which attention drifts onto a more personal and internal direction. Now, let me tell you, everybody daydreams. Nothing wrong with that, but it's all about time and place, okay? At home, you ain't got nothing to do, daydream all you want. Now, if you're in the middle of oncoming traffic or there's an emergency literally in front of you, maybe hold off on that. Unless that's like, your barrier to, so to speak, protect against whatever is facing you in terms of emergency. Everybody has emergency different, but I still wouldn't suggest it, all right? You might want to come back. Okay, just come back to life. Back to reality. Thank you, Soul to Soul. Now, always gotta promote Black culture, yes. Now, however, there are some people who cannot help but daydream. No, literally, they cannot help that, all right? That's actually a condition for it, believe it or not. I found out about this years ago, but I'm gonna bring it to y'all here. It's called maladaptive daydreaming. Now, these people, they can daydream for hours, days, even weeks in extreme cases, okay? Sometimes it's the difference is between daydreamers and maladaptive daydreamers is that daydreaming may just happen for like a short minute, maybe like an hour possible. For them, they can create whole alternate universes. Which funny, they have a name for that too, which is called paracosms, okay? Or their quote unquote inner worlds that can evolve and grow over time. It's pretty much like Fortnite, but in real life for them. And I mean it. That's literally talking about taking virtual reality to a whole new level and giving it a whole new meaning. But hey, I don't know. But child, let me ask the question, is it better to dream at night or to daydream? That's a good question. It depends on how you feel about mystery. If you want to be the director, producer, writer, all that, daydream. If you like a little mystery slash thriller who done it, then dream at night. Now, there's this concept of lucid dreaming where you can, train yourself to control what you're dreaming when you're sleeping at night. But yeah, I don't know about it. Okay, I don't know about it. Okay. We gonna skip that. And then we have the last topic, which combines all three of the previous ones, which is dreams, nightmares, and scenarios, and that is premonitions. Now, they are the anticipation, or the strong feelings of an event that is gonna happen without any conscious reason. Now, when most people think of premonitions, it's either miss, you can gaze into the future. You find out life could be a breeze. Classic Raven Simone, that's a Raven. Oh, who's that? Oh, yep, that's me. But that's not me. Okay, I'm not about that. Or they can actually think of the interesting cult classic, the classic horror film that is Final Destination, which, yeah, when it comes to those, I'm going to take what they have to say, but with a grain of salt, or even a pound of salt in some cases. Well, I'm not saying that they're lying or anything, but hey, seeing is believing, right? And me, when it comes to premonitions, child, I'm Haitian, and there is such a cultural root to this, like, lem double bagay sa mem. Tout haïtien when you nou tout konde bagay sa même a fait rêve. Mam raconte nou yon histoire. Petite. Oui, maman. Oh, gade jan ou habillé kon sa biye costume so. Quand tu vois la lè sa, m'pa ne fête la avec sa même yo. Oh, qui fait? Ou pas de yo a lè sa, lè a job? Qui est-ce qui mène au bas? Oh là-bas. Yon a zamin qui a conduit machine. M'te dou sa hier soir. Anyways, Mom, I had to go, okay? It's just, let the pite, au pap quitte. Mom, you... Petit? Avance vimbalo. Mama, Shay, avance vimbalo. Pas m'gombe zimbale avô. Okay? Yeah, soit un petit rêve. Oh, Mom, no, Mom, please. Petit, sou pas fait men jour, fait men belko, fait men down, pas vache de la souffle. T'entendez? Okay, maman. On va parler. Okay. Yeah, soit un petit rêve. Prends le téléphone. Parlez avec moi. Hey girl, how you doing? Are you there already? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I can't come because my mother had a dream. Yeah. Okay. You can go ahead, Mom. Now, I don't know. I don't think that has ever reached a Haitian person yet, but if it did, the dream part would still be continuing to be getting told, or you be getting hit for talking their business, but I don't know. Now, the grand question remains. Dreams, nightmares, scenarios, premonitions, do you take them as a sign, as gospel to heart, personally? Do you psychoanalyze and see where it goes? Or do you disregard and just, call it a foolishness, fucker there. Cauchemar. On dit bagay itil. Yon, yon mwen mou yo ap bay mwen pou fe échouer. Something there. Just about my something. Foolishness. I'm so there. Who knows? But I would say, it depends. But if it's recurring, yeah, do some research because it's persistent, and I mean, it gotta be something. If not, I don't know. Okay. But yeah, do some research because it's persistent. I mean, it must mean something, and not to you, then to your subconscious. But you know, if it ain't, it ain't. But if it's just a one-off, use your own judgment. Woo! Oh God, I got the sleepies bad. All right, that's about it from me and Dream World. Okay, we're done with this. But before I take an edible, which I'm already on it, and I'm already riding the great old waves of higher learning and expression, a few takeaways. Dreams, well, number one, dreams are just that, dreams. They can help inspire your real life dreams, but for more information on that, please go look at Session 2, Episode 1, I Want to Ruin My Destiny, half empty / half full for that, okay? But if you want to explore your dreams in depth, get a dream decoder. You know, they got all kind of books about it. Start a dream journal, do the quote-unquote shadow work, and figure it out. Number 2, nightmares are just that. Nightmares. You'll wake up. It's not real. Scream, clutch your heart, but sigh afterwards and give thanks that it just was a bad dream. Qui terrorisait, perfection. Pour moi, pas oui, experience ça. Not doing this with y'all. Yeah, but if you on some whole Bella screaming in the middle of the night from Twilight shit, you gotta figure that shit out because that's not normal. Now, number 3, scenarios or daydreams. Time and place, boo. Okay, time and place. Make them as close to reality as possible. Is that manifesting? I don't know. Read the script. Read the secret to go fast. No, some murder. Oh, Lord. And premonitions. Use your own judgment. Okay? Because, you know, oi, where do? Where me, mama? Sir, nobody with the black card for the shit now. You know what me I gonna do? Me I gonna go in, me I gonna lie down, and me I gonna go sleep because you're not sleep. Alright? When tu ale. Voilà la caméra. Passé. Don't me tomber dans j'aime et puis m'baka arrêter ici à nous. M'baka arrêter, OK? La caille c'est la caille m'brale. La caille c'est la m'brale. M'baka arrêter. Tout au moins. Avec chambre.
Dream